the one man Jesus loved the most. John was one of Jesus' closest friends and followers. He was the only disciple who stayed near the cross when Jesus was crucified. He was also the last surviving apostle. He wrote 5 books of the New Testament. What else do we know about the man? 1. John grew up a fisherman. John's parents were Zebedee and Salome. Zebedee was a Galilean fisherman by trade. John and his brother James followed in this profession. Their mother Salome helped fund Jesus' ministry. 2. John was one of Jesus' very first disciples. One day, John was mending his fishing nets with his brother. Suddenly, a man approached them on the shore. It was Jesus of Nazareth, a new traveling preacher. Jesus called out to John and James,
"Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men."
Without hesitation, the brothers left their nets. John became one of Jesus' very first disciples that day. 3. John was one of Jesus' closest friends. John was inseparable from Jesus. He witnessed miracles and teachings that others did not. At the Last Supper, John sat next to Jesus. He could lean against his chest like a beloved son. John followed Jesus into the Garden of Gethsemane. While others slept, John kept watch with his teacher. Even as soldiers arrested Jesus, John did not flee. He followed the procession to the high priest's courtyard. At the crucifixion, John was the only disciple beside Jesus. 4. Jesus entrusted the care of his mother Mary to John. As Jesus hung on the cross, he looked down at Mary. Turning to John, he made a request.
"Woman, behold thy son."
Jesus said to Mary, then to John,
"Behold your mother."
From that moment on, John welcomed Mary as part of his family. 5. John was likely the youngest of the 12 disciples. He's never mentioned having a wife or kids. As a beloved disciple, he had childlike affection for Jesus. John lived until around 180, so he was likely a teen, or in his early 20s, when he met Jesus. 6. John wrote 5 books of the New Testament. Of the 27 books in the New Testament, John authored 5. The Gospel of John is the most famous. It highlights Jesus' divinity and spiritual teachings. John also wrote 3 short epistles, or letters. 1 John, 2 John, and 3 John. They provide guidance for early Christian communities. Finally, John wrote the prophetic book of Revelation. This details his apocalyptic visions and prophecies. 7. John was eventually exiled to the island of Patmos. As an old man, he was arrested for his faith. The Roman authorities saw him as a threat, so they exiled John to the island of Patmos. It was used by the Romans as a prison colony. The harsh conditions aimed to silence dissident voices, but John refused to stop spreading the gospel. On Patmos, he received apocalyptic visions from God. These became the book of Revelation he wrote. 8. John was the last surviving apostle. After his exile, John settled in the city of Ephesus. John ministered and preached there for many years. He lived an exceptionally long life. Most accounts suggest he lived past 90 years old. Some traditions claim he lived to be over 100.